that we're going to look at this video, and in this video is that you can seamlessly make your memorization much easier. The system can be made work much better if you add images and sounds to it. And this is the Anki desktop application, and it already has all the decks set up. If you can recognize the word but cannot use it in the conversation, then kind of what's the point of spending time reviewing endless Anki decks here with all these thousands and thousands of cards? And the problem here is that if you have this word written on the card, then you look at it and cannot remember, it means that Anki trains a slightly different skill. It trains recognition but not active recall, yeah? And you're actually making, just by including just a word in the written form, you're actually making the job harder for yourself, yeah? And the argument that we're going to look at this video, and in this video, is that you can seamlessly make your memorization much easier if you add images and sounds to your Anki cards. And it's actually quite easy to do, so it's like a no-brainer to do it. Yeah. Hello, I'm Zhenya. I'm project manager and information designer, and I'm genuinely interested in systems that do not work. And in this video, we're going to look at the one system which people use to memorize the words and other things using this free open source application called Anki, and how the system can be made work much better if we add images and sounds to it. And let's look at what it looks like in practice, how we actually do it. And a little preface that you can look at other videos right here. One is like more kind of an overview of my process of capturing vocabulary for my Spanish learning journey, where I explain like the general idea behind the process. Yeah, how you capture this in Google spreadsheets, how you maintain the Google spreadsheet, how you import things into Anki from Google spreadsheet, how you kind of maintain the whole system. Yeah, and there's also, we just recently finished this more in-depth series of 5 videos, Anki for beginners, which kind of goes in more detail in every aspect of this process, specifically if you want to use a very rapid capture of vocabulary words and importing them into Anki through the spreadsheet. Okay, so now we're going to expand on that method and add images and sounds into it, which is a very fascinating thing. Yeah, let's look at the screen. So what we have here, click on sync, and this is the Anki desktop application, and it already has all the decks set up. I have Spanish. I have three decks for Spanish words. High priority is what I learn first. Then I go to medium and low priority. And to add images, you need to go whichever application you want to use. Desktop is probably the best version. Like if you download, you can find the instructions how to download. Yeah. The desktop agent. You go to manage node types, and you want to choose the deck that you are using for your Spanish or whichever language you're using deck. Yeah. Click on fields, and you need to add image field. And the principle here is that when you look at the word, the ideal scenario, yeah, you review your cards with your phone, for example, you look at the word, and you realize that this word reminds you of an image. Like, for example, aburrido reminds me of an image of a burrito, yeah? So what I want to do, I want to click on the card, I want to edit it, I want to quickly find the image of a burrito in my mobile browser, download the image, add the image into Anki card, click save, and here you go, yeah? So you see the image, you see the rest of the card content, and it is already there, so you don't have to worry any other second about it. So it always happens on the go. And additional extra tip is that sometimes the word reminds you of a few different images, or maybe you want to add another image or two just to kind of to create this kind of visual context for the word. And that's why I want to add more than one image field, and then want to make sure that all of the images sit together in a grid that is clearly visible in your mobile browser. That's kind of the main point of this exercise. Yeah? So let's go back to the screen and see that we have image 1, image 2, image 3, image 4. I add it, and you do it simply by clicking add and adding new fields. And I'm adding 4 because I think 4 is going to be enough for me. Click Save. Now we need to add those 4 image fields into our card template so that you have it with every card. You go to Cards, click on Cards, and here you have front template, back template, and styling. Into front template, I paste this bit of code, which essentially what this means, it looks intimidating, but it's nothing too major. Basically, it means that the first bit just checks if there is an image already selected or not, because we don't want to display empty image icons. So if the image is there, then it displays the image and repeats the same for 4 other image fields. The same here. In each case, it checks that the image field is not empty. If it's not empty, it displays the image. So this way you can add 1 image, you can add 2 images, you can add 3 images, and if you go to styling, you paste this little bit of code called image grid and image grid image. And this is responsible to make sure that the image grid is always fitting into the screen and you don't have to scroll or anything. So that's quite a nifty piece of code, which if you go to the download section of my website, you can download, and I'm gonna paste the link down below. It's free to use and you're welcome, and probably should do so because it really helps memorization. So once you've done all of this, you click on Save and Sync, importantly, so that now it appears on your mobile. And you can take a look at the word aburrido in our case. Aburrido. Where is that aburrido word? Yes, you see that in the desktop it shows you all the 4 fields for images, and you can click on each to fill with the image, and you click on preview to see that the image appears like this. And another example is acabado, I think, because acabado reminds me of a few different things. It reminds me of avocado, it reminds me of abacus, which is a medieval counting instrument, and I've also added 2 images just to make sure that 4 images will display properly. You click on preview, you see everything here, but most importantly, you should be able to see it on mobile. So now let's go to the mobile screen and see how it looks there. And here you see the mobile screen, and as you remember, there are 2 icons for the Anki deck and for the spreadsheet that I usually keep on my desktop. The Anki deck is to quickly access my review, my deck review, and Google Spreadsheet is for rapid capture of the words. And let's see how this works. That's my Google Spreadsheet. You can download it obviously from the free templates section of my website. I want to paste again link down below. You can see there are columns for automatic English translation with the Google Translate formula. The column D is any additional notes I want to do. Spanish sentence is where I paste the Spanish sentences. Sometimes it's easier to paste Spanish sentence and then extract the word from it, because sometimes you deal with the emails or messaging, and it's much easier to copy the sentences from there. And then English sentence translation translates the word again through the Google Translate formula into English. And close is actually the field that we're importing into Anki. But you'll find more information about that in this other video that we made earlier, and it goes into more detail how all of this exactly works. Now let's look at the actual Anki deck. So here's my Anki deck on the mobile. You sync first to make sure it's all synced. Go to Spanish high priority, and this is my deck. How I want to go to card browser first to find that card that we've been looking at. So first, let's see how we can quickly add things on the fly while we're reviewing the cards. Yeah, how do we actually search and add images to it? For example, this one, a burrito, and I want to quickly add the image for burrito for this card. You go into edit, you click on one of the image fields down below, you see there are 4 image fields there. You click on the first, and then before you do that, you actually need the image here. So you go into the browser, you search for burrito, you look for any image that looks like a good image of a burrito, you download it, simple download image, and whichever browser you use, the main thing is that to make sure that it's on your hard drive here. After that, you go back to Anki, you click on image, you go to the gallery, and you find your image already downloaded in the gallery. Yeah, so you grab it from there, and you preview it, make sure that it all looks good, and then preview the card. And kind of you see the image source sits there. I actually don't need that anymore. I'm gonna delete that probably later on. Test, everything looks good. You can see the image. Click save, and that's it for it. And that's how you look for your images on the fly and add them to the card. And that's by far the best way of doing it. Yeah. Then the next one is Acabado. Yeah, our example where we use 3 images. So you go to edit, you see all those images in there, and you add them in the same way, and then you just go on the mobile to check that they all look good, that they fit on the screen, etc. In this case, it's all fine. And I can even add the 4th one, yeah, just to make sure. I'm gonna use the same one for the burrito. Make sure that the grid of 4 works in the same way. It kind of not super polished, but also I don't really care about it, because for me the main part here is that it all fits on the actual screen. Yeah. And then let's look at the second video, which is about the audio. Yeah, how do I add audio clips? And this is also an important point, because we want to hear things, and when you hear things and see them at the same time, you speed up your memorization enormously. So the same way, you go to edit node. Well, actually, let's go to the real deck. Yeah, let's go to high priority deck on my mobile. Let's sync first, and you see there's a card, for example, and it's a kabar, and quite a similar word, but imagine I cannot recall how to use it. So you go top right, you click on edit node, second from the top, you get into the same menu where you edit the nodes, you see your image fields already there, and also you see the pronunciation field, importantly, yeah? And here, when you click on it, you see our add audio clip in the bottom. Before we do that, we need obviously to find the clip, yeah? So in order to find the clip, we go back to the browser, new tab, and forward. You see, I already added forward in my browser bookmarks. You paste the word in, and forward is the easiest way of searching for pronunciation, yeah? Listen to pronunciation, sounds good, and then you want to download it, yeah? You click on top to those three dots on the right, and down below, download MP3. Here it asks you to log in, so you might need to create an account for it. Maybe you will be already logged in most of the time, yeah. Just download MP3 again. That's the main point of the exercise, is just to get through to downloading your MP3 clip. Yeah, save the downloads, make sure that it's there. Download complete. Now you go back to Anki and to that pronunciation field. You click on the little paper clip icon, and down below you can see add audio clip, which you click on, and then you will see in your downloads folder the little icon for the audio clip pronunciation as Akabar. That's what you need. Yeah. So grab that one, to listen to it, make sure that it sounds good, click on done, and here you go. Now you have it in your card. Let's preview. On the one side, obviously there's nothing. When you click on it, when you click to show the answer, it will show you the answer and also play back the clip. Okay, click save. Now there's a real life scenario, yeah? That's how it looks like when you see the card. Click on show answer, and then it plays back. Already by hearing it 4 times now, I already will make no mistake of how this word is pronounced. So that's a good thing about it. And it's also, as you see, it's quite easy to add on the go. So now you see that there is this process where you add things to your cards, like multimedia, and this is what something is referred to as triple encoding, yeah? So you have your word, which engages your memory, you have your image, which engages your sense of sight here, and then you hear the Anki card actually talking at you, yeah, which loads up your phonetic memory, yeah. So that's kind of you triple attack your memorization skill, yeah. And one thing maybe to mention, like the final stop word, and we're almost there. Sorry for this rambling video. But essentially, there's this concept of Pareto, yeah, like 80-20 principle. You attack 20% of your Anki deck in order to create 80% of understanding of the whole vocabulary thing, yeah. And which kind of the outcome of all of this is that you don't have to load each and every single card with images and sounds and things like that. No, most of them you probably just pass through, you remember them. However, should you encounter the card that you know straight away how you can easily memorize it with an image, which maybe the word reminds you of an image, or maybe both reminds you of different images that you can add, and sometimes it's a funny or completely illogical set of images. But that's the beauty of it, yeah? The more out of the ordinary your association is, the stronger memory link it creates, yeah? So you want to pay attention to that well when you review your cards. Subscribe, share, and like, enable notifications so that you don't miss any further updates from us. See you later.